Alright, y'all, so welcome to my channel. I'm not really good at intros, so I'm gonna just dive into it. Um, I decided to create a digital journal or a digital diary, whatever you want to call it, because I'm very introverted, and that's one of the topics we're gonna be talking about today. But I'm very introverted, I don't have a lot of friends. Um, I've been through a lot of stuff, I've been through a lot of trauma, so it's kind of like I keep myself closed off a lot of the times, and it's hard for me to open up to other people. So, moving into today's video. Oh, also, and I like smoking, right? And I like talking while I'm smoking, so it's kind of like, I don't know. I want to document. I'm on a spiritual journey. I'm really big on my mental health right now, and I kind of want to document myself to see how my progression is over time. So I'm gonna do that. I feel like this is a little bit kind of loud. Um, but today, what I want to talk about is um, it gets lonely. Definitely gets lonely in life. Um, why is being an introvert like so hard? And yeah, I want to start off by saying it gets lonely, and when I say that, I mean as in like you distance, like you, when you are an introvert, you stay to yourself a lot, so you have a lot of time to think, you have a lot of time to do like self introspection and stuff. So you kind of notice that like when it comes to, like, your family is very distant. um Before you were aware, maybe you used to hang around your family a lot, maybe it felt like you was closer to your family members and stuff like that. Sometimes that could have been because out of comfortability, and because out of not let's be honest, we all got family members that got toxic habits and stuff. So if this is family members where like you partied a lot, um, where like you gossiped a lot, it was just like negative energy. It was kind of like you was used to that. That was where it was like your comfortability. Let me speak for my personal experience, since this is a personal diary. I was surrounded by a lot of toxicity. People that had like addictions, people that like were like just toxic themselves, people that just were negative all the time, and it started to kind of rub off on me, and I started to see like how it started making me feel, and how it started making things in my life started kind of like mold, and I didn't really like it. So I started seeing as I started becoming an introvert. So I had to make the decision whether or not I wanted to make the sacrifice to continue to be around that, or to like step away from that. So I had to do that. Another thing is when you're an introvert, it's kind of hard to make and keep friends. Um, well, for me, it is, because I don't know. I tend to always meet people that are extroverts. And don't get me wrong, I have my times where I am an extrovert when I am comfortable around you. Um, Once I start getting comfortable around you, you'll start seeing like my extroverted side. You'll start seeing my side where I start like coming out of my shell, my personality and stuff. So sometimes I do have friends and stuff where I do meet people. It's a cool vibe at first, but then over time, it's okay if you and someone don't really um, match, or you guys are really not the same. That's okay. Sometimes people take it personal when, again, I'm an introvert, so I get in my moods where I don't want to speak. I don't want to talk. I can go months and years without talking to people, but when I see them again, it's all love. So some people don't understand that. So it's hard for me to keep and meet friends, because also friendships are draining. And the reason why I say that is because you have to put a lot of energy into your friends. And if you're somebody that have like a lot of things going on in your personal life, it's kind of hard to keep up with also being there for your friends. Um, and don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm always there for my friends' birthdays whenever they're down and everything. I'm always there to be a shoulder to cry on. I'm the first one there when my friends call me. But sometimes it's like, sometimes your friends don't have boundaries, and they don't know that they can get a little bit exhausting, or um, sometimes like it can get a little bit frustrating, like. So That's another thing I struggle with. And another thing I struggle with is with like relationships and dating. Don't get me started on this. Yo. So I get into my moments where, and maybe it's because I have like my Venus sign is on the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn. So I have like a weird energy when it comes to relationships, when it comes to love, because it's like when I first like somebody, when I first get into like love and connections and stuff, I'm all in. Like I become like very infatuated. Like I'm all in. I'm all into you. I'm all into getting to know you. I want to know everything about you. I want to be around you all the time. Like sort of like a clingy. And then it's like I'll get into this other moment where I'll get very scared. I'll get very timid. I'll start thinking negative. I'll start thinking like, what if you do this to me? What if you do that to me? And then I start like shying away. I start like going back into my shell, going back into being an introvert. And it's really hard because with dating and relationships, sometimes you gotta really, it's very rare to find somebody to understand you. And that's the hard thing about dating, and that's the hard thing about relationships, because you're not always going to meet somebody that matches you or is going to balance you out or is going to understand who you are as a person or why you do things a certain way or why you have certain coping mechanisms. You feel me? So that's another issue. So sometimes I be thinking like, I'm such an introvert. Is it because of trauma? Because I've been through so much trauma? Like, does introvertedness equals trauma? And I don't know if that's for everybody. Let me know if that's for everybody or not. But for me, I feel like low-key, that's kind of what it is. Because I feel like I always wasn't like this. I feel like I was more outgoing before. When I was younger, I was more outgoing. I was more, like, okay with jumping off the bridge and trying new things and being out there and being social and being a social butterfly. And now it's kind of like, chill out. Back up. You getting too close. Like, and I be thinking, why am I so introverted? Yeah, it's because of trauma, stuff that I've been through. I've been betrayed by lovers, family, friends. So I feel like all that played a part in why I'm an introvert. I'm not so open with my energy no more. You feel me? Like, I don't know. I don't trust niggas. I feel like everything is like, everybody be having like a motive in some type of way. And I don't know why I'm like that. My head fucked up. I've been through some shit. And those are going to be like different videos and story times when I'm ready to vent about that. I'm not ready to vent about that shit right now, but and it's like, how has trauma affected me? I feel like it affected me in different ways. It stopped me from doing a lot of things. Like, I'm multi-talented. I'm talented in a lot of things. And me being an introvert, me having trauma is kind of like, I second guess myself. Like, I second guess, like, people accepting me, people liking things that I want to do or put out or step into. Like, I don't know. Even with like jobs, money, creativity as well. Again, it's like a lot of missed opportunities from being an introvert. But then it's also weird because I'm an introvert, I have social anxiety, but at the same time, it's like when I'm by myself, I'm okay with doing things. For example, I'm an introvert, I got social anxiety, but I'm able to sit down and talk in front of. I'm able to put myself out there. Like, I like taking pictures, I like doing videos, shit like that. So it's kind of like, I don't know, I'm low key weird. I feel like I'm weird. I don't know. Am I an introvert? Truly? I feel like at heart, low key, yes and no. Because I like my personal space. I like being to myself. I like protecting my energy, but at the same time, I love showing people like who I am. I love putting myself out there. I love like I'm talented in a lot of things. Like, I'm very creative and I like showing that shit off. But I don't understand why like I get into my moments where I shy away or where I second guess myself or where I just be like, nah, fuck it. What's the point? So there's something that I'm working on right now as far as like my mental health. It's confidence. And I feel like I have confidence though, but being more sure of myself is what I'm gonna say. Like, I can't let trauma and past things that happened to me affect my future and where I'm going and where I want to go, and possibility of things that are going to be blessed for me in the near future, in the far future as well. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if other people feel the same way. Yeah, intrusive thoughts, intrusive thoughts.